Hi class, this is Mrs. Vondrak and I am attempting to make a short video to introduce our Unit 2 vocabulary. In Unit 2 we are going to work with transformations. So I want to go over some of the transformations and give you a quick idea of what they mean. So if you can just take some quick notes here. You will have a Google form to do as soon as you finish this. So you have to be able to identify transformations. And these transformations that we're going to work with are going to be translations, rotations, reflections, dilations, and stretches. Okay, so a transformation is when you move a geometric figure. So let's say a triangle. We're going to move it from its initial pre-image and it ends up at its image. Okay, so let's see what this means. Oh, I didn't want that page. Okay. All right, so first we have a translation. Again, please take notes. A translation, every point is moved the same distance in the same direction. So let's just take a look at this quick animation. We've got a triangle. And it's moving from the right-hand side of the coordinate plane to the left-hand side. All right? Where it starts from, which is the black image, is called the pre-image, and then the red image where it lands is called the image. All right? So let's see that one more time. The triangle moves right across the screen to its final spot. That is called a translation. It starts at the pre-image, ends up at the image. So here we go. This little monkey is going to translate. Ready? There he goes. That's a translation. So basically a translation, you might want to put right next to this word, it's like a slide. Okay, it's just going to slide over to a new position. And there we go. Our next transformation is a reflection. All right, reflection is the figure is going to be flipped over a line of symmetry. So let's see what that looks like. I start with a triangle on the right, and it's going to flip over the y-axis, which is the line of symmetry. Now the line of symmetry can be different lines. In this case, I just used the y-axis. It could flip over the x-axis, or it could flip over some other line like y equals 2x minus 1. All right, so let's see that one more time. There it goes. So look at the pre-image, that black triangle, and how it ends up after you flip it over. It ends up in the red triangle. All right, let's see how that looks. Here we go with our little snake guy. He's been reflected. All right, so what's another word for a reflection? Well, you could flip it over. So you could flip it over to another side. So a reflection is also a flip. Next, we have a rotation. In a rotation, the figure is turned around a single point. Okay, that point that it turns on is called the point of rotation, or the center of rotation. So let's see how that looks. I've rotated the black image there around the point, the center of dilation that you have there, which is one of the vertices of the triangle, and it's moved from the pre-image to the image. Okay, now that is a rotation of 90 degrees counterclockwise. Okay, so it's going counterclockwise 90 degrees. Let's see that again. Okay, so you don't have to be as concerned with, the different steps along the way. Just look at the pre-image where it started. And do you notice, can you kind of visually see how that rotated around to the left? All right, so a rotation. Let's see my little octopus guy. Oh, he's rotating. Another word for rotation is a turn. He is turning. In this case, he's turning many degrees, but you might just turn it 90 degrees or turn it 180 degrees, and so on. So that's a rotation. Now here's my motion man here, and I'm going to rotate him. I'm going to just start him this way first, and I've got my protractor here to kind of show you how much he might rotate. So if I want him to rotate 90 degrees clockwise, actually let me start him all the way up. That's how I want to start him. Now if I want to rotate him 90 degrees clockwise, I go to the right 90 degrees. Okay? If I wanted to go 180 degrees, I go 90 and then 90 again. That's a 180 degree rotation. All right, so what if I wanted to go only 45 degrees? Well, and say 45 degrees counterclockwise. So we're going to go 45 degrees to the left. Okay, so these are rotations. In this case, this guy here is rotating around the origin. Okay, that's going to be the center of rotation. All right, then we have dilation. A dilation is an enlargement or a reduction in size of an image. So if I show this here, I can show the triangle either getting smaller or getting larger. Notice how it changes size in all directions. It's uniform. Okay, so all sides of the triangle are changing with the same proportion. All right, that's a dilation. Okay, so this one's a little freaky, I think. A dilation is where you get larger or smaller. Here he's getting larger, and then he gets smaller. Okay, kind of weird. All right, then we have a stretch. First of all, a vertical stretch is an enlargement or reduction in height of an object. Okay, so vertically, let's see, do I have another page on this? Yeah. So if I'm stretching vertically, notice how the width does not change, but the height is changing. That's a vertical stretch. The width stays the same and the height changes. In a horizontal stretch, it's an enlargement or a reduction of width of an object. So the height is going to stay the same and the width is getting larger. It's getting bigger or smaller. In this case, it's getting bigger. So the way stretches are different from dilations is that it's only moving in one of the directions. It's only getting bigger either in the horizontal direction or the vertical direction. And a dilation will move in all directions. Now, an isometry is when the size of the shape stays the same. So if they flip and where it lands, that triangle is the same size as the pre-image, then that is an isometric transformation. It's an isometry. If it does change size, then it's not isometric. All right, so isometric transformations are going to be translations, reflections, and rotations. And non-isometric transformations are going to be a vertical stretch, horizontal stretch, and a dilation. And that's it. Now you'll have a Google form to complete, and that is your homework for tonight.